Hello everyone, I hope you're all okay and you're doing well today. So I'm doing some code stuff and I'm going to be looking through one of my projects called OwaspHeaders.Core. Now if you've never used this before, if you've never ever used this before, this is a it's a middleware for ASP.NET Core apps that allow you to inject the OWASP recommended headers. Excuse me, just having a sip of my caffeinated drink there. The OWASP recommended headers is a project. Where are we? There it is. Should have loaded this earlier. So this is the recommended headers. I think they've changed the page. There we go. So the OWASP Secure Headers project. Now this is a lab project, so this is still in progress. The whole thing is always in progress. And what this is all about is when you send and receive packets over the internet. So let's do inspect so you can see. Drag this out to its own little window. Whoops, that's mobile mode. Sorry everyone. Separate window. So firstly, how are you all? If you are here and you're watching live, let me know in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, then let me know in the comments below this video. This video will be uploaded to YouTube once it has been should have sorted that camera out earlier. Right, okay, yeah, once it's gone out properly, we will, once we've finished live, it's going to go up onto YouTube as well. So if you're watching in the comments on the YouTube version, let me know with like a I'm in team replay or whatever. But if you're live, let me know in the chat. Hey Carl, how you doing? Carl's here, he's in the chat there. It takes a moment for it to show up because there's a bit of a delay. Let me move these windows out the way and then you can see the chat in the video. Haha. Right, okay. So what I'm talking about is the OWASP Secure Headers project and this middleware that I built to be able to inject these into ASP.NET Core apps. I'll talk about the music that we're listening to in a moment. But what we're going to talk about first is basically how the web works, right? When you put in a request for a website, and I will make this page a lot bigger in a moment, right? Hopefully you can see this. When you put in a request for a web page, you get a whole bunch of stuff back, including some HTTP headers. These HTTP headers tell the browser what it's allowed to do with this page when it loads. Don't worry about it, Carl. It's not a problem. Look, I've been called worse before than James, so it's fine. And in fact, a friend of mine used to call me Jim. So there you go. And so on the topic of HTTP headers, each of these is an individual HTTP header. This one's the hardest one to get right, which we'll talk about in a moment. But each one of these tells the browser what to do with the page it's just received. The content type tells it, hey, you've received this this resource from me, the server, and it is a text HTML and it uses UTF-8. That tells the browser how to display that content. Right? It tells like the date and the expires and things like that, permission policy, things like that. It tells the browser what it's allowed to do with this content. And what the Secure Headers project does, or at least what it tries to do, is its aim, rather, is to inject these headers into requests and responses that are sent and received from your server. Sorry, I got distracted by a different window on my screen, so I apologize for that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset that. So this is a really good resource. If you've got the ability to get to it, go check it out. It's owasp.org secure project secure headers. I'll put a link to it in the chat once I figure out how to do that, because I'm on two different machines, but I will put that in there and I will put it into the description when this video goes live. Now what I've done is this is an ASP.NET Core middleware that is available as a NuGet package today. So let's reject those and let's not tell people what we think of NuGet, because NuGet is pretty cool. Let me move the window slightly. There we go. So if you in your .NET CLI add this package, you will get the OWASP headers middleware, right? So let's talk about what that looks like. So firstly, this machine is locked at the moment to .NET 6 rather than anything newer, so it's not using .NET 7. I really need to work on the documentation for this because it's not that good. And I'm probably going to get a notification in Rider in a minute. There we go. There's vulnerabilities. I'm using the wrong versions of stuff. So there you go. Hey, is that my friend Steve? Hey Steve, how you doing? I am going live. I'm trying something out on Twitch. It's thank you very much for joining us. Steve is a very good friend of mine based out in Atlanta. If you caught my my live episode of Podcasters Live, which we'll bring up here, I will go to podcast. Oh gosh, I need to spell things correctly first. Let's go to podcasterslive.com. So Steve runs Podcasters Live, and if you go on here and into his YouTube, oh, that's his store. I mean, do visit his store. That's totally fine. But the point I'm trying to make here is you want to visit his channel. I will get a link for the chat in a moment. And actually, here I am. 0 to 600k downloads. I was actually on a live stream that Steve did a few weeks back. So 2 weeks back, it says streamed 2 weeks ago. Let's make that bigger so you can see it. Scroll across. Oh, I've lost me. Oh well, doesn't matter. There I am. So yeah, I will get a link to that and put that in the chat in a moment. So, hey Steve, thank you very much for joining us. Right. So we're going to be working on this. We've got some code here we're going to be looking through. So for Steve's benefit, I apologize in advance, Steve. This is a bit technical and programmery, but and it's low technology. I'm doing this with almost no effort put into my setup. I've got a development laptop in front of me, which is what you can see on your screen. This is then being piped into my desktop computer, which is playing the audio. Hopefully the music isn't too loud and it's not overpowering my voice. And I'm going to be programming on the laptop, which is then being captured by the computer. Just bear with me 1 second because I've got to blow my nose. Seasonal allergies and all, so I apologize for that. Okay, right, we're back. Sorry, I just overloaded your speakers then. Okay, so we're in .NET 6. Cool. So what we've got here is we've got 3 projects in this solution. I'm just going to drag the window slightly. You can see it. Can I do that? Nope, that's expanded everything. I want to make the text bigger. I'll make the text bigger in a moment. Let's see, settings. I should have done this before we went live, but hey, we're doing it live. Here we go, 125. There we go. Right, hopefully you can see this now at the detriment of my eyesight, but that's fine. Audio is good, thank you very much. Right, before we go anywhere, I want to tell you what we're listening to. So we are listening to Chill Hop Winter Essentials 2022, I think. Yep. So this is the Essential Mix from Winter 2022. You can actually buy it on their Bandcamp page. So if you're interested in what they do check them out. It is available in full on their official YouTube account. You can just go there and listen to it. But I'm a big fan of these folks, so definitely, there we go. Essentials Winter 2022. That's what we're listening to right now. And you can see, look, it is available for €1 or more. Name your price. These folks are amazing. I have pretty much their entire back catalog loaded onto my phone because I've gone ahead and bought their stuff. This stream is not supported by them, but my study stuff is. So like you can see all of this stuff here. Whenever I need to study anything or sit and read anything or need some quiet time to myself, I put one of their albums on and just focus on what I'm doing. No worries, Carl, no worries. But yeah, this stuff is brilliant. And if you are a streamer, you can actually sign up on their website, chillhop.com, and you can sign up as a content creator and use their music in the background of your content without it being flagged as a copyright strike. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So, and they've got hundreds of albums, hundreds and hundreds. I totally get where you're coming from, Carl. I am forever listening to their stuff. I don't know how far they go back, but they go back quite far. Anyway, right. So we got 3. So now that we know what we're listening to, and that I'll change this once this album ends. We've got 3 projects here. We've got an example, which is a ASP.NET Core website. We've got OwaspHeaders.Core, which is the actual code that we're going to be looking at, and we've got a bunch of tests. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to run the tests to make sure I haven't broken anything. Because what I've actually done recently is I have upgraded everything to .NET 6. Now, .NET 7 is the latest version, but .NET 7 is build solution. There we go. .NET 7 is the like it's not an LTS release, so I want to target .NET 6, which is LTS. For Steve's benefit, there, .NET 6 will be supported for 3 years. .NET 7 will only be supported until just after .NET 8 comes out this year in November. So we've done a build. Let's have a look at these tests. I'm going to run these tests. What these tests do is they exercise the code base to make sure I haven't broken anything. That was my air freshener going off. I wonder if you heard me. Heard it. Anyway, the Lo-Fi Girl is usually your go-to. Oh, absolutely. Lo-Fi Girl uses a lot of the chill hop stuff, but also includes a lot of stuff by other artists. If you are definitely into Nujabes, if you are into lo-fi stuff, definitely look up Nujabes. Nujabes was, unfortunately he's passed away, was effectively the creator of chill hop and lo-fi. Well, not lo-fi, but chill hop as a genre. He's known as the godfather of this genre. Really only released a handful of albums before he died. And then after he died, loads of people found loads of extra stuff on his computer. They've then gone ahead and mastered it and set it out. So definitely check out Nujabes. So all of my tests run. That means that my code base is exercised. What I want to do is I want to find out my, where are we? What's the command? I think it's Control KF. Nope. What I want to do is I want to, there we go. So U and then K. There we go. So what this can do is this is telling me when it runs the test, it's going to tell me which projects are tested and how much they are tested. So I'm going to drag this out of the way so it's not sitting on top of the chat there. Oh, definitely, Steve. Definitely check out Nujabes. There's a series of tracks that he did called Lovesick, which are amazing. There's 6 of them, and it's called the Lovesick Hexology. Right? I just zoomed this in. This is, I feel like, right up your alley. It is really good. It's proper like lo-fi, but there's Shingo provided a whole bunch of rap, some rap lyrics over the top of it in both English and Japanese. Like he switches mid-sentence. So definitely check it out. This one's really hard to find. I'm sure that it's available on YouTube in a slightly sketchy, dodgy way, but you know, it's like the physical release is hard to find because they only printed so many of them, which is a real shame. But I digress. Definitely look into the Lovesick Hexology. Right. Okay. So back to this. So I'm gonna later tell a writer to ignore the tests project because it's pointless checking that out. I wonder if I can exclude that. Fantastic. Right. Okay. So then if we run this again, we can see that the OwaspHeaders.Core project got 78%. I have to get my morning started, buddy. Good to see you headed to... Oh, cool. Hey, Steve, have a wonderful time in Toronto, and I hope that you make a good start on your to-do list and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. And folks, if you're interested in becoming a better leader in your whatever niche you're in, definitely check out Steve's podcast. There's 2 that he does. There's Podcasters Live, which I told you about a moment ago. Retail Leadership, Steve Worthy. And the other podcast that he does is Retail Leadership with Steve Worthy. It is primarily based on in the retail niche, but all of the lessons in every single episode can be applied to your own position as a leader. And you may not know if you are a leader, but you are. Whoever you work with, whatever niche you're working in, whatever team size you're working in, you are a leader in that team. So you really need Steve's advice. So go check out Worthy Retail U, which is the URL. But yeah, Retail Leadership Podcast. Definitely check this out. Anyway, I digress. Right, so we know that OwaspHeaders.Core has 78% code coverage. That means 78% of the code in OwaspHeaders.Core is covered by tests. That's usually a bit excessive for me. I tend to not go much higher than about 60, because when you go higher than about 60, you're actually testing code that doesn't need to be tested. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to see if I can include from code coverage. There we go. And then here, I'm going to do the same. Oh, this is This is, oh, wow. Wow. You can tell it's been a while since I looked at this. Exclude from code coverage. Excellent. So, yeah, it's been a while since I looked at this code because this code was last touched in 2019. So, run this again, and it should then automatically, right, okay, so what I've done here, for those who don't know, is I've added this attribute exclude from code coverage to each of the two files. That means don't bother including it in this list, because we're not bothered about including it in this list. So what we're going to do is, firstly, I'm going to run the example so you can see what's going on with it. We're going to advance and accept the risk. Cool. So I've got Swagger on there as well. Fantastic. We'll go there, right? So what this is doing, this page is specifically built inside of this example app to show me the to just output the headers that OwaspHeaders.Core has added for us, right? And so we're going to be looking at these. This is pretty cool. It adds it as a JSON object. I can show you the code behind this. It's not very exciting, and it's just showing you the things that it has added, right? And these are some of the values that you'd recommend, that OWASP recommends for these headers. So, but before we do any of that, right, now that we've got that up and running and we can see it working, what I'm going to do is I am going to create a branch. So I'm going to create I am upset that that my main branch is still called master, so I need to work on that. I need to change that. So I do apologize, everyone. But here we go. So we're going to do git status. We've got some changes. That's fine. I'm going to do git. I'm going to move this window out of the way so you can actually see it. Git checkout B, and then we're going to go feature. What's the feature we're building? No, it's not a feature. It's a bug. So what I need to do is I need to go back to here. Somebody has reported a bug. Set CSP URIs with each one of the CSP command type directive and URI results in duplicate headers. I'm going to try and repeat this, write a test for it, and then fix it. So this is duplicate values for CSP. So this is bug fix, duplicate CSP values for directive and URI. Cool. So we're now in that branch, right? So what they're saying is, this is their example startup. They've said add in, so why don't we add that to our example app? Collapse that, and then we can see it running. So let's go to program.cs. So this is quite literally how you do it. You use secure headers middleware and bring that in. Actually, thank you for reporting this. I'm looking into it now. Apologies for ticking. So I'm going to assign this to me. Can I assign this to me? Create a new issue from it. Nope. Pushed the wrong button there. Now I'm trapped in thinking that I've got a... Okay. Can I assign it to myself? Why can't I assign it? Oh well. No matter. I will take this issue. That's fine. Why I can't... Oh, because I'm logged in as the other user. That's fine. I have two... Oh, look at this! I've got about half a dozen old repos which have the old style of master branch. Exactly, Carl. It's the difficult situation to be in, so I'm going to be working my way through and sorting those out. Tinfoil Saints here. My goodness, welcome, my friend. That's Zach, by the way. Carl, this is Zach. Zach is one of the hosts of Tabs and Spaces. I did have a snippet to change the main branch. A flip, front flip, back flip. Yeah, whatever flip. Right. There we go. You see, I did it so fast you missed it. Right. So this person is saying that if you add this, you get a problem. So, can I do this? Nope. Yeah, I can. I just need to pull in the things. Yeah. Alt and enter. Okay. Right. Okay. Firstly, this is really annoying because it's all in one. So, yeah. Sometimes the tooltips get in the way and it really annoys me. Import all the references. Cool. All right. Use content security policy. So I'm going to say, where does that method exist? It's been a very long time since I've actually run this code. So I need to go through this. Go ahead to this middleware configuration. That's the one. Okay. Well, what about if I go build default config? Right, hang on. I think I know what's going on here. Let's get rid of all of this. No. There we go. Right, okay. Paste that in there. And it's like, oh no, I've lost all the things. Right. I will talk you through what I'm doing in a minute. What's wrong with this? Oh, I've put 2 dots. Because I'm a Wally. Right, okay. So, we've taken this person's bug report. And we've actually... I think we can just do set CSP URIs. Nope, alright. Oh, because I pasted it twice, I think. I pasted it twice. Let's see, CSP URIs. Yes, I have. Okay, let's get rid of this because I pasted it twice, like a Wally. Oh, jeez. I'm not being that entertaining, folks. But there we go. Right, let's catch up with what's going on. Your front flip. How's it? Hey, let me. Special there, so fuzzy. Not gonna. Zach, mate, I love you. I just wanna say that, right? So this person is saying that when you add 2 different CSPs, we'll talk about CSPs in a minute, but when you add a content security policy element of directive and one of URI, you end up with twice as many as you should. So let's have a look and see what happens. Let's run that. Oh, even James is here. Oh my goodness, we've got the full team. We've got all the tabs and spaces crew. Let's have a look. Content security policy. We've got script, self object, self. Okay. I don't see it, but let's have a look. CSP URI. So in that startup, we've got that. We've got one with self, and we've got CDNJS Cloudflare. I can't see that. Is it just being weird? I think it is being weird. Have a look at the controller. See if I'm doing something wrong. We could open the folder. There we go. Right, let's have a look. So we've got the logo, that's fine. And then we're going to go select all of those and dump them into... Alright. So what we're going to do, instead of building the default configuration look like, default configuration, blah, 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 blah. Cool. So we're saying, when we call use content security policy, clearly there's something going screwy in here. So let's debug this and see what we can find. All the best developers have facial hair. I mean, that's a bit... Okay. If you say so. Why didn't... Oh, my breakpoint did fire. Okay. Content security policy did fire. We've got plugin types, report URI, content security policy. Oh, that's interesting. Set CSP URIs. That's where I want my breakpoint. Not in the other place. Carry on. Right. We're on true. So we're going to go F10 over that. So base URI is, we've got 2 of those. Set CSP URI type. Okay. F11 into that. Been a very long time since I looked through this code, so we're getting a bit confused, but here we go. Right. We've got the style value of 4. So where's that get us? That gets the style. URIs is these 2. Cool, self and CDNJS Cloudflare. Excellent. Okay, cool. Then we return that config. Excellent. F10 that, and then F5. We should have some cool new... What am I missing in here? I'm missing some kind of use of it. Right, I like this because it means that I've done something wrong, which it means if I've done something wrong, that means that the documentation isn't right. Also some of the worst ones and some of the best developers I know are 50%. We don't judge here, Carl. You're right, we don't judge. Right. Ooh. What have I not done right here? So let's have a look at the documentation. I've clearly messed something up here. Where's my readme? Where's my readme? cat read me. There we go. Okay. In the configure services, we need to service get that. No, that's the old version. That's the old version. You know what? I don't need to see that. I can go to the page. Right. How do I actually use this? It's been that long. Got the extensions app.useSecureHeaders middleware. Cool. Custom configuration. So that's telling me it's not actually being used in my example. Why not? Well, let's go secure headers middleware. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the zoom down a bit so I can actually see what's going on. So I apologize, everyone. Go settings and zoom out a little bit. Go 110. There we go. That's a little better. I can deal with that. Okay. Invoke that. Let's stick a breakpoint in here and see what's going on. I don't think something's been set. Second. Okay. Whoops. Rerun that. Didn't actually. Oh, there we go. Right. Are we using the competent security policy? Oh no, that's the wrong one. Get rid of that breakpoint. Get rid of that breakpoint. Huh. Okay. App use. Am I missing a builder? Use middleware. That. Huh. I wonder if they've rewritten the way the middleware works in .NET 6. ASP.NET Core 6 middleware. Let's have a look. This is good. This is custom middleware. Whoops. Alright, bash the microphone there. Right, okay, so we got app.use that, blah 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 blah. Okay. Globalization. So we've got. Yeah, we've got the next stuff. Cool. Invoke async, do some stuff. Ah! Do I need to call it invoke async? Maybe I need to call it invoke async. Let's stop everything and rebuild it. Maybe it needs to be called invoke async? Oh, that will probably need to be called invoke it. No? Alright. Let's start it again. Async task, invoke async. Invoke async. Okay, so and then just await next. So I don't need to invoke next. Just wait. Ah, right. I think they've changed it. Well, let's do this. Get rid of this. Go back here. Hit refresh on that one. It'll take a moment. Just rebuilding some stuff. Get rid of that. That's my swagger. Okay. Ah, here we go. So now we're invoking it. And we're using HSDS. Fantastic. Okay, let's skip over that. So, according to this user, we should now have CDNJS Cloudflare, CDNJS Cloudflare. Excellent. Okay, so we've been able to repeat this bug. Great stuff. Right. Now what I want to do is I want to see if I can write a test for it. So let's have a look. Collapse all of these. Tests. What's wrong with this now? Ah, there we go. That needs to be changed to invoke. I don't think the name change needed to happen, but let's do it anyway. Control F in here. Control H. There we go. Dot invoke async. Cool. Replace all of those because I'm not going to replace them manually. Can I do this? Oh, I thought I could do the same thing in here. Invoke. Here we go. Invoke async. Replace all of those. Excellent. So all I've done is I've updated the tests. I've caused something to change in here, so I need to rerun all those tests before I do anything else. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, we've got loads of messages. I missed out on loads of them. Let's see what's going on. Okay, girl laziness for me, plus it softens a slightly squidgy face. Too bad. One, it hides a lot of my face. Secondly, most importantly, it annoys the wife. Annoys the wife. Oh, jeez. You could get rid of it, James, and just get a fake one. Like a fake beard that you just hook behind your ears. That could work, right? I've gone through that stage. Oh gosh, where are we? You shaved it off. Facial for so long. I once shaved my beard, and everyone around me said that I looked way younger than I was. So, oh gosh, right. Excuse me. So now our tests still work. That's good because we made a change somewhere, so we need to make sure that that still works. So what I want to do, rejected test. What's this one? What's this one doing? Collapse all these. Struct, X frames, content, security policy, header name, header is present. Right, so I need to rewrite my test using default security builder. I don't need to hit build on the end of that. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Right. So what I need to do is I need to write a test, which essentially is this one. So let's copy this one. Let's create a new class, actually. We're going to go public class bugs tests, which regression tests. Regression. Whoops. I do know how to type, everyone. Honest. Regression tests. Gonna exclude that from code coverage. Maybe it needs to be above the attribute. There we go. This class contains a number of regression tests against bugs which were reported using GitHub issues. Each test will link to the issue in question. Please make sure that tests still pass whenever making changes to this code base. Now, obviously, no one's going to read the documentation because nobody does, but I'm going to put it there anyway. Right. Shush. Right, they're telling me all sorts of stuff. Right. I'm going to paste that in there. That's fine. I need to copy the setup as well, because easier. Whoops. Makes it easier. There's loads of chat happening and I'm missing out on it all. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. Copy this. Really, this should all be in a base test class, but I will fix that later. Let's move this. It's on file. Fantastic. We're not going to add it to source control just yet. Okay. Content security policy adds multiple same value. Cool. Right. Go back here. Grab this issue. This test exercises and provides regression against splat. Note. What's happening here? Fake wouldn't work on as it'd be lopsided. Oh, fair enough. Get new ears then. Love the border around my. Oh, thank you very much, Zach. Shame about what's inside the book. Hey, hang on. I look a little like that emoji. Have I tried to get GPT to write tests for me? I'm going to say no comment because of this here. I'm not using, so I haven't used ChatGPT for anything other than writing content for me yet. So yeah, not yet. So let's go ahead as middleware. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. Probably need to build. Okay, so let's put this here instead of the default one. Let's put that there. Oh no, I don't like this because I don't know where the things are. Aha! Pull all the references in. Do I need to build it? Oh, build. Excellent. So this now adds multiples of these. So what I need to do now is I need to make sure if it is using it, assert false. Right, okay, so we don't need to do that if check anymore. Get rid of the if. Butchering some tests here, folks. Where did that one come from? Is that the one on the method? Did I get rid of too? No, I didn't get rid of too many brackets. Just Ryder trying to help me out by formatting. Thanks, Ryder. Didn't really need your help this time. That's fine. And I'm going to go... okay, we'll do... Thank you. Right, okay. So what we want to do is we want to take the... before we do anything else, we then want to go var header value equals... strip the header value out just so we can get it. Request headers for content policy name. Fantastic. And then what we need to do is we need to do assert dot length. Single. No. What we want to do is we want to make sure that there's only one instance of CSP stuff in this header. The CSP stuff. So it should only have one instance of this. What I want is my test to fail. So assert. Is there an assert.count? So yeah, single will be the one we want, right? Single in the enumeration. Nope. No, okay, we can do that. We can go header value dot count hv goes to hv dot equals. Wait, what is this? This is string values, right? Have a look at string values. What does string values look like? It's a list of strings, right? So why don't we go up to array? Array, what can we do to list? It just wraps around list, so dot equals string dot equals thing we're looking for, and we're going to go invariant culture ignore case. Right, so what's wrong with that? Let's get rid of this. Sometimes I like to just write things out like this. Single step. So, what is the count of these things? Put the thing. Oh. Sorry, everyone, pushing the wrong buttons. Right. Okay. CD njs count. That's going to be an int. So what we want is we want that to be equal to 1. So assert dot equal. Which way around is it? That is the expected. Then okay, 1. Then the count of those. Cool. Then we can get rid of this. Oh, I wiped out header value. Always deleting way too much here. There we go. Right. Get rid of this one because we don't need it. Assert dot count 1 of those. Nope, we said equal. Now we've got a dangling bracket, so we need to fix that. Cool. So what this test is going to do is it's going to fail, or at least it should fail, because this is a test to repeat red green GPT. I like it. So we're going to write a test which repeats a failing, which repeats a bug, and I'm expecting it to fail. There we go. Excellent. Why did it fail? It failed because it expected 1, but it got 0. Interesting. All right, we'll debug this. See what's going on. They come out with 1. Oh, okay, right. Then we need to do a string split. Ugh. Okay, that's fine. We can do it here. Header value dot split on space. Oh, so that is now right. Okay, 0. But first, and it looks better. But split on that gives me a whole bunch of stuff. No, that's fine. That's fine. Split on that and then pass that into there. Okay. Header value dot first. Whoops. Whoops. Split. Oh, just split, please. Split on a blank string. Okay, so let's run this again. This should now fail, but for a different reason. So it failed previously because, right, there we go. What? What? Oh, not string equals, string contains value in the comparison. Right, okay. Contains is probably better. There we go. Right, it failed because it got 2. Right, so this is currently failing. Right, so let's talk through this one step at a time, because I'm doing this at 1,000,000 miles an hour and I'm not doing a very good job of talking through what I'm doing. Right, so yeah. So the problem is that when we add this, when we say add 2 content security policy elements, one called self and one called cloudflare.com, we end up with 2 cloudflare.coms. So I'm writing a test here so that then we can make sure that let me do this. We can, yeah, that's fine. So we can make sure that that it only ever adds 1, right? It's currently adding 2, so we need to go fix it, and then once we fixed it, we can then this should then pass, and then we can always run this test. That'll be fine. Almost like the test is like, yes. Oh, he's right. He's right. I need to fix this chat window because some of y'all's messages aren't showing up until much later. Let's see if I can make this bigger. If I make it bigger, does it help? No, it doesn't help. Put that back to 117. Oh, that'll do. Maybe if I reduce the crop. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Yeah. What is this madness? It is madness. This test-driven development. Right. So we've written this test and then we're going to go fix it. So actually what's happened is this user is very kindly done a bit of an investigation for us. So he said that in string builder extensions.build values for directive, the second if statement, directive values.any, re-adds the URI. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Right, we need to find the right class that is in. Alright. So they're saying line 67. Is this the correct? Yeah, 60. Nope. 67. There we go. Re-adds the URI, so that shows up twice in the policy. Probably don't need the 2 ifs and can use the 2 wheres. Alright, let's have a look. So what we're doing is we're saying if there are not any, just drop out with an empty string builder. Otherwise, append the directive name. We get rid of this space here. We say go and get all of them that are a directive and add them. Fantastic. Add empty spaces. What's this? Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. It's fine that I'm enumerating to an array for now. And then get the URIs. So what you're saying is, if there are any that are directives, get the directives, and then get the URIs. That's a weird if. All right, put a breakpoint there and rerun the test and see what happens. Debug that test. They probably don't need the 2 Fs at 46 and 67. 46 here. I've moved it, but that's fine. So if there are any that are directives, so there are 2 types of CSPs. There are directives and URIs, right? So command type. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna let me do it. Right, directive values. There are 2. One is a directive, and one is a URI. So I'm saying in this if there are any that are our directives, fantastic, go get them. Do the directives. Wait, I'm doing the URIs as well. Fantastic, whatever. That shouldn't be there. Append an empty space. Then this directives.any should actually do the thing. So it adds all of those directives. This if here shouldn't be in here. It should be in here. So why don't I, as a test, comment that out. And then run the test again. We should get a failure. We should get a pass now. Yeah, there we go. So what was happening, I'll talk you through this, right? When we hit this line is going to create a string builder of all of the directives that we're going to add. So if I go back to my web page, no, wrong one. If I go back to my web page, it doesn't matter what web page. go into the network tab in my inspector, then wait for it to do all of its stuff. Do this, zoom in. What I'm adding is, do we have a content security policy? Content security, there we go. So we're adding this, right? This is made up of directives, which are individual words, none and self. And we have URIs, which are like github.com/assets/cdn worker, what I've got highlighted there. What I was doing was I wanted to add all the directives first and then add all of the URIs after, because the common layout for these is to say things like default source, none, and then any URLs after that, and then a semicolon. But what I'd actually done was I'd said, get me all of the directives, which are the things like none or any or self. Get all of them. Then get me all of so get me all the directives, then get me all the URIs, then add the directives, then add the URIs, which is fine, but actually it's no good, because this if check here is only saying if I've got any directives, because I can legitimately have just a URL. If we have just a URL, that's fine. So that's what this if is doing, is saying get me the directives first and add all of those. So that's why I've commented this out, because I'd foolishly added that if there. So we're going to collapse this if. So we've done the directives, now we've done all the URIs. So what I could do, I could simplify this by saying, instead of if there are some, go get them and tell me how many there are. That could be better. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that this test still works. So let's do a whole bunch of stuff. So we've actually boosted, by fixing this bug, we've boosted the amount of code coverage we have by like 1 or 2%. Because previously, this section wasn't being exercised, and code that isn't exercised needs to be excised from the code base. So this test now fixes that problem. So I'm actually going to go everywhere in this file. There we go. That makes it easier. So this test now fixes that problem. So we've got a fix in place, we've got a test for it, and when I run the test again, it takes like seconds, but even so, fantastic. There we go. Awesome. Hey, how cool is that? Right, so we're going to go git status. I like to use the command line. Not everybody does. It does give away my username for this computer and like the path to the file, but it really doesn't matter. Right, git status. We've made loads of changes. Test coverage. You should have written it correctly in the first place. You're absolutely right, James. I should have written it correctly in the first place. Absolutely 100% correct. What I should have done is written it right the first time. Got loads of notifications on my phone. I'm just going to go be right back and see what's happening. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment. What's this about cheese? Has anyone got a favourite cheese? Alright, fair enough. Let's see what we've done. Actually, what we'll do is we'll use the visual diff tool inside of here. Oh gosh. There we go, commit. Right, let's have a look, see what we've done. What have we done? Okay, so we've excluded that, that's fine. We'll do that in a minute. I can actually get rid of this change now because we don't need it. So I'm gonna roll that one back. Roll back that file because I don't need that change no more. So what we've done is, yeah, we've taken that, put it into a namespace by itself. We've altered that and we fixed that bug. So say this one and this one. And we have fixed bug related to GitHub issue 61, wasn't it? Go back here, close that. Issue 61, yeah. To number 61. Cool. Commit that. Right, so what have we done here? Renamed and corrected the invoke method name. Whoops. Method name. What's happening here? That's, I don't know whether to be disgusted or not, Zach, but okay, fair enough. What's happening here? We've cache control header option tests added, excluded from code OwaspHeaders. Excellent, commit that. And then the last one, this one has been moved to .NET. Yeah, okay. One file committed. Excellent, thank you. Right. This is so this is something that I do that I know that some people don't, and some people in the chat raiders right now. I like to make tiny commits with just the change that I made in that one file or that area, and then that makes it easier for me to actually drag things out and figure out what I've actually done. I'm just checking how far through this playlist we are. Cool. And then that way, if I need to roll back an individual commit, I'm not messing with a million files. But there you go. Yeah, Carl's saying a million tiny commits every time. Death by commits. No, yeah, squash merges are pretty cool, I have to say. So this is, which file was this? Secure headers inject. Oh, injected. Test. That should be with a plural, but there you go. Moved to new base layout. There we go. Oh no. Choose to fix and commit. Yes. So what I've noticed is tiny commits compensating for something? Absolutely, Zach. Flushing my cache to the commit history. Absolutely. One thing I've noticed is the .NET tooling tends to, right, everyone on the .NET team and all of the apps that Microsoft make now use proper file line endings. But what I've noticed is the .NET tools themselves don't. And what I think is happening is Rider wraps around the .NET tools to move files. And I found this out last night when I did a .NET format on something, and it complained that the line endings were incorrect for all of my files. And what I'd done was I'd done .NET new and then .NET format, and it was like, all your code is wrong, rewrite it. So that's something, if I get a chance to raise an issue with the .NET team, I will. It's whether I get the chance. I'm recording it here, and I will record a video as part of the stream to show it in action in a moment. Ooh. So we've done all that. All of our stuff is ready. Where is my terminal? Oh, there we go. Terminal. Status. Cool. I'm going to do git push. See what happens. Oh, right. Yeah, because I created a branch. Apparently, I'm not using the latest version of Git. Nope. Try that again. Because this is something that is fixed in the version of Git that is above the one that I have. I don't know. Essentially, I've created a branch, and I haven't, when I've told it to push it up to remote, I haven't told it to create the remote branch, which is what this does. I'll go fix this. You know how much of a command line warrior? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So where did this go? This went to mine. Excellent. Okay. Fix 61. This, okay. For PR. This PR fixes issue laid. 61. Yeah. what I'm going to do is get a link to that. I like to do that. There we go. Fixes. Tune 1. Apparently I can't type today. It's because y'all are watching. Don't watch. I highly recommend. Oh no, totally. I do like to use the Git tools, but the Git, everything JetBrains does is just brilliant. I have to say. I'm sorry, I'm not being paid by them. Maybe I should. When all the URIs for Git were hot garbage, and I was pleasant. Well, you see, so this is it, right? I've actually interviewed a number of people from JetBrains for the .NET Core podcast. If folks are watching on the catch-up and you don't know what the .NET Core podcast is, it's this. And if I go to the search and I type in JetBrains, I'm pretty sure it will come up. Yeah, JetBrains. So when I interviewed, I think it was Kirill. We talked about Git and tooling and how the JetBrains folks actually design their UIs. And Kirill said, basically, if a user can't find a tool, that's a failure on our part. And so, or if a user can't use a tool that they've created, that's a failure on their part. And so they put loads of effort into actually getting their tooling up to scratch. So, I mean, just go use JetBrains, folks. Trust me. You've had a license for Rider for 3 years, but haven't. Oh, so what? Okay, so one of the things that Rider will do is when you first install it, Carl, it will ask you, do you want to use the Rider keyboard commands, or do you want to remap them to Visual Studio? So it makes that barrier to entry tiny. I would recommend, if you've already got it installed, uninstall it, and then, just as James is about to say in the chat, uninstall it, then reinstall it, and tell it, I want the Visual Studio keys. And you will just get all of Rider and all of ReSharper, but with the Visual Studio keys. It's so good, honestly. I will not go back to Visual Studio. Even when I'm using Windows, I don't go back to Visual Studio because it's just no good. And definitely get in touch with, I'm pointing that way, I should be pointing out. Definitely get in touch with Zach, because he might be able to hook you up with Rider for a number of months. That is something that we do for all of the featuring artists. Tabs and spaces.io. So if you don't know, Zach, James and I work on a podcast called Tabs and Spaces. Head over to tabsandspaces.io. Let me do that and you'll be able to go on a website. We've got a trailer. We got like loads of episodes. We've actually got one coming out as of today, as of the date of recording. We've got one coming out in about 2 or 3 weeks. That is quite interesting. And then another one that is very related to something that Carl has said in the chat is related to ChatGPT. You'll have to wait a little while. It's all good, Carl. It's all good. Life gets in the way, right? So it's fine. This is achieved by simultaneously reducing the complexity of the, what did you say it was? Build string or something, wasn't it? String builder extensions. Yeah, the build values for directive. There we go. The build values for directive method or where is this file? Show me this file. Where is it? There's a way of showing the file. Doesn't matter. Right. I can't remember how to do it. Pathbomb. Show me where he lives. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And by increasing the test coverage for the middleware. Cool. Also included are a number of small changes to the file level namespace layouts, style view, single line style of name space declarations. Fantastic. But we'll also need to up the build number as well, so I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, but I'm on this one. Yeah, you should definitely be on tabs and spaces for sure. Ooh. Right, okay, so we've done that, but also what else did we do? Let's have a look at the commits. Fixed reissue, oh yeah. Also included are the fix for the name of the little doc method. It will actually work with .NET 6 Plus. And then included all test code classes from CodeCourage. Cool. And then what I need to do is I need to also boost the version number. Yeah. Properties. Oh. Show me the actual CS project, please. No, not rename. Oh, I'll get it right eventually. Right, edit the CS project. There we go. Right, so it's no longer 4.5.1. This is a major change. It's a bug fix. It's not a major. I'm going to call it a minor. 460. There we go. Runtime framework version. Okay, so this is based on .NET Standard 2.0. Hopefully you can read that. So that means that since it's based on .NET Standard 2.0, you can actually, if you have .NET Framework and have ASP.NET Core on top of it, you can use this. If you have .NET Core and use ASP.NET Core on top of it, you can use this. If you're using modern .NET 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, and you have ASP.NET Core on top of it, you can use this. Fantastic. I'll have to connect you guys up somehow. There you go. Let's go to Git increased version to match changes. I'm sure that there's a way to automate that. Okay, commit and push. Yeah, push. Okay. But there you go. Cool. Upped version number to match changes. Create that pull request. So that's going from this user's origin. So I have two users on GitHub. This is my old legacy user, Gaprogman, and my current new user is Jamie Taylor RJJ. Jamie Taylor RJJ is the one that I'm going to use going forward, but the Gaprogman one is owned by my old username. Whoops. I don't need to convert that to a draft. Why can't I assign a new? Oh, because I'm not. Okay, cool. No approval is required. This branch has no conflicts. I am going to actually run through this with the other user in another time. Look. This is fixed using PR number. I think I can just leave it like that, but I like to explicitly link to it. Cool. Awesome. I will then pull request that in. What will this actually do? Whoops. Sorry, everyone. The file's changed. So what's this going to do? It's going to reduce that, make that easier. It's going to change that. It's going to do this. Add some stuff in here. Cool. All right. One last time, just to make sure I've definitely not broken anything. Run all the tests. I did used to have my rider set up so that it would do constantly rerunning the tests. It's a thing that all IDEs support, so you can actually say rerun the tests all the time. Every time I save something, just rerun the test in the background, which works for this because this is a very small application. Now I feel like I could boost that total number by removing example. Well, let's have a look. Look at that, 80%. So example doesn't actually do anything. As I said earlier on, let's close all of these. Close all tabs. example is literally just an example version of an ASP.NET Core app. I could write some integration tests for it, but it's quite literally just, it adds the middleware and it shows it on in a browser, right? I'll run it one more time just so you can see. They've got a logger that it doesn't need. So like literally that's all it's doing. It just adds it and then, oh actually, there we go. So it adds it and then displays it, that's all. So I'm not going to bother adding a test for that. That's cool. Okay, so look at this, look at this. I love this. I've added 477 changes and removed 407 lines in order to make this bug fix work. So there you go. I am going to offline, I'm going to update this and have it do its thing. So I'm going to close these windows. Oh yeah, let's see if I can show you this error as well, because then I'll be able to show it to the .NET devs if I manage to get it working. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, we're going to back out. Okay, so close that. We're going to go .NET new web API name test test base. Oh look, you're in .NET 6. Right, then we need the .NET check tool, .NET check .NET format. That's it. .NET format command. Okay. This is the wrong place. All I want to do is install it. Here we go. This is where I find out that I can't recreate it. Oh, where's the bleeding... I don't know where it is. I know. GitHub. Maybe. Not gonna know where this is. Oh, there it is. Cool. Okay. First of all, I need this editor config, so we'll get that. Cool. Need testing test first. Now we're going to open this with code because it's easier. Oh, but Jamie, you said you don't use editor config. Paste the standard editor config in there. There's nothing interestingly stupid about it. It's just doing some stuff. Standard editor config that if you do .NET new editor config, then oh no, you've lost 20 minutes trying to work out why your test was broken. Wait. I feel like we all need to know why the test was broken now. We're realizing I was in the red cycle. Whoops. It's easily done, my friend. It's easily done. Right, how do I do .NET? .NET check install. Not check, it was format. Format install global. Yeah, I've misspelled it, doesn't matter. Global. .NET tool install global .NET format. There's my, there it is. Install the formatter. Right, so all we've done is to .NET new, then install the formatting tool, right? .NET format. I think it's check. So you need to, what is it that it wants? I think you have to give it a project to work on. Yeah, check doesn't work, okay. .NET format. No, hang on, it's .NET dash format, there you go. So look, it's had to make changes to files that already exist. So maybe, I don't know. Should have done check, but there you go. Cool. That is essentially it for today. I fixed this bug. I'm going to go ahead and mark that and implemented the code. Oh well, we all have those days, Zach. We all have those days. I'm going to go ahead and accept this pull request. In fact, I might be able to do it on my other machine whilst you won't see me do it. Where's my keyboard? I need my keyboard. Right, okay. Let's see, because I did this the other day and it automatically updated. I should look into moving all of this, but I just cool. GitHub, got a GitHub account. For this is incredibly exciting because I'm doing it off screen, so I do apologize, everyone. Right, I got pull requests. Cool, this is available. I'm going to review it. First time contributor. Fantastic. I made these changes, so I'm going to automatically approve them. Wahahaha. If I scroll down here, approve that. I'm going to merge that request. Cool. And if I go back to the issue, it'll only be 5. Excellent. Okay, so what I've done, I've just gone and completed it. Fantastic. So if we go back to issues, there are now 5 because that issue is now complete. So these ones are ones that I created ages ago. I'm going to be working through these eventually. Oh, okay, fair enough. Eventually. Now, let's see. So there should be a new NuGet in only a few moments. So that's cool. Anyway, right. I'm going to leave this to do its thing. And I'm going to leave you all to have a wonderful rest of your day. I will catch you all another time. See you later, folks.